Have you ever felt the weight of words unspoken? The tension in moments where silence would have been more powerful than speech? Perhaps you're grappling with the challenges of being heard, a world that seems to reward the loudest voices, or struggling to navigate conflicts. Every word feels like a spark, ready to ignite a fire. These are the moments when silence is not just golden. It is transformative. In this exploration of 8 moments to adopt silence and command respect, you will discover the Stoic strength that lies in knowing when to hold your tongue. Silence, much like a deep ocean, is vast and powerful. Its depths contain wisdom, calm, and a commanding presence that words often fail to convey. By the end of this journey, you'll understand how to harness the quiet power of silence to not only navigate life's challenges, but to rise above them with dignity and poise. Let this be the moment where you learn to speak with the eloquence of silence, where your quiet resolve becomes your greatest ally in commanding the respect you seek and deserve. You found value in these Stoic lessons? Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel, Stoicism Awakened. Join us on this journey of wisdom and inner peace. Moment 1. When dealing with gossip. Imagine this. Your name is being tossed around like a leaf in a storm, battered by whispers of gossip that twist and turn the truth. You feel the pull, the intense desire to dive into the chaos, to defend yourself, to set the record straight. But in that moment, ask yourself, is it worth it? Stoicism, the ancient wisdom that has guided the greatest minds, teaches us that true power often lies not in our actions, but in our restraint. As Epictetus once said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When you resist the urge to engage, you are not surrendering. You are reclaiming your peace, your dignity, and your strength. Consider the fire of gossip as a raging inferno. The more you feed it through words, anger, or defense, the larger it grows, consuming everything in its path. Silence? Silence is the water that douses the flames. It's the quiet power that extinguishes the fire at its source, leaving nothing but the ashes of empty words. In choosing silence, you are choosing yourself. You are choosing to rise above the noise, to stand tall in your truth, unshaken by the fleeting judgments of others. You are embodying the essence of Stoic wisdom, understanding that your worth is not defined by others' perceptions, but by your own steadfast character. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." By remaining silent, you are not just avoiding conflict, you are transcending it. You are showing the world that your value is not up for debate, that your peace of mind is beyond the reach of idle chatter. This is not just a lesson in silence, but a lesson in self-respect. In every moment of restraint, you are reinforcing your inner strength, solidifying your resolve, and paving the way for true peace. You are choosing to live with intention, with a focus on what truly matters, your integrity, your values, your unwavering commitment to living a life of purpose. The next time gossip rears its ugly head, remember this. Your silence is not weakness. It is a testament to your strength. It is the quiet, unyielding force that commands respect and leaves a lasting impression. In the words of Seneca, "He who is brave is free." And in your silence, you find the freedom to live authentically, unburdened by the noise of others. Embrace this power. Let your silence speak volumes. And in doing so, you will find that you don't just survive the storm, you become the calm at its center, unmovable, unshakable, and profoundly at. These Stoic lessons resonate with you. Show your support by liking the video and subscribing to Stoicism Awakened. Let us know you're on this journey with us by leaving a comment with the words, "Silence is golden." Together, we'll cultivate wisdom, strength, and the respect only silence can command. Moment 2. Navigating insults with Stoic wisdom. When insults are hurled your way, they can feel like daggers aimed straight at your heart, intended to pierce through your self-worth. In these moments, it's easy to feel wounded, to let those words burrow deep into your soul, poisoning your peace. But what if you could rise above this? What if, instead of reacting, you could stand firm in your stoic strength, allowing the venom of those words to dissipate against the unyielding armor of your self-awareness? You see, the true power lies not in the words themselves, but in your response to them. As Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. When faced with insults, you are presented with a choice: to be defined by the venom of others or to remain steadfast in your own truth. The decision is yours. Imagine yourself as the captain of a ship navigating through a storm. The waves crash, the winds howl, and the sky is dark with fury. But no matter how fierce the storm, your hands remain steady on the wheel, guiding your ship through the chaos with unwavering resolve. This is the essence of Stoicism, the ability to steer your life with calm and purpose, regardless of the tempests that rage around you. Remember, the words of others do not define you. Your actions, your character, and your integrity do. The silence that you choose in response to insults is not weakness, but a profound statement of inner strength. It is a declaration that you are in control of your peace, that your dignity cannot be shaken by the fleeting judgments of others. Stoicism teaches us that anger, like fire, can either consume or illuminate. Left unchecked, it can destroy everything in its path, leaving nothing but ashes in its wake. But when approached with the calm and composed mindset of a Stoic, that fire can be contained, harnessed, and used to shed light on the truth, reveal the path forward with clarity and purpose. So, how do you transform that initial surge of anger into something constructive? It begins with a pause, a momentary breath that creates space between the insult and your reaction. In this pause, you reclaim your power, choosing not to be swept away by the tidal wave of emotion, but to respond with wisdom and grace. Ask yourself, why am I angry? What is the root of this feeling? By digging beneath the surface, you uncover the true source of your pain, allowing you to address it directly rather than lashing out in a fit of reactive anger. In this process, you might find that your perception was clouded, that the insult was more about the other person's struggles than your own worth. And so, by practicing this Stoic discipline, you elevate yourself above the noise, above the petty judgments of others. You cultivate a life anchored in self-respect and inner tranquility. A life that is not swayed by the opinions of others, but is guided by a deep, unwavering sense of who you are. In this journey, you are not just protecting yourself, you are transforming your life. You are becoming the calm in the storm, the steady hand on the wheel, the light that burns steadily in the darkest of nights. This is the gift of Stoicism, a gift of profound strength, dignity, and peace that no insult can ever take away. If these words have resonated with your soul, you've felt the strength in silence and the power of Stoic wisdom, we invite you to join us on this journey. Like the video, subscribe to Stoicism Awakened, and let us know you're with us by leaving a comment saying silence is golden. Together, we'll continue to navigate life's storms with grace. Moment 3. When dealing with anger. When anger flares up within us, feels like a storm brewing in the heart, threatening to erupt and consume everything in its path. It's a force that, if left unchecked, can lead us down a road of regret, where words are spoken in haste and actions are taken without thought. But what if we could harness that storm, channeling its energy not to destroy, but to build, to heal, and to transform? Imagine your anger as a fire. In its raw form, it can burn uncontrollably, scorching everything in its vicinity. But when contained, when carefully stoked and directed, it becomes a forge, a place where raw materials are transformed into something stronger, something more resilient. This is the essence of constructive anger, the ability to use our anger as a tool for positive change rather than a weapon of destruction. Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, warned that anger is like temporary madness. It can cloud our judgment, leading us to act in ways that are not aligned with our true self. But by practicing Stoic principles, we learn to temper that madness with reason, turning our fiery emotions into a steady flame that lights the way forward. So when you feel the sting of anger, take a moment to pause. This pause is not a sign of weakness, but of immense strength. It's a space where you reclaim control, where you choose how to respond, rather than being swept away by the tide of emotion. In that moment, ask yourself, is this anger justified? Is there a way I can channel it for good? Imagine someone hurling unjust criticism your way. The immediate reaction might be to lash out. Defend yourself with every fiber of your being. But Stoicism invites us to take a different approach. It asks us to step back and consider the source of the criticism. Does this person's opinion truly define who you are? Does their judgment have the power to shake the foundations of your self-worth? Remember, your value is not determined by the fleeting opinions of others. As Marcus Aurelius, another towering figure of Stoic thought, once wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." In other words, don't let someone else's negativity pull you down to their level. Rise above it. Let your actions, your calm, and your unwavering sense of self be your response. In embracing these Stoic principles, you don't just avoid the pitfalls of anger, you rise to a higher level of existence. You become a beacon of calm in a chaotic world. A person whose strength is not measured by how loudly they shout, but by how steadily they stand. Through this practice, you cultivate a life of dignity, resilience, and inner peace. A life where you are the master of your fate, not the victim of circumstance. Moment 4. When dealing with loss. When we face loss, it can feel like the world is crumbling beneath our feet, leaving us in a void of despair and confusion. But even in these darkest moments, Stoicism offers a path not of suppression, but of profound transformation. It invites us to see loss not as an end, but as a beginning, fertile ground from which new strength, wisdom, and resilience can grow. Imagine loss as a fire that burns away the old, revealing the raw, unshaped potential beneath. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way, said Marcus Aurelius. Through this lens, loss is not just a tragedy to endure, but a forge in which our true character is tempered and refined. Stoicism teaches us that everything we hold dear, our loved ones, our achievements, our very lives, are like treasures on loan, given to us for a time to be cherished, and then gracefully returned when the time. This understanding of impermanence doesn't diminish the value of what we have. Instead, it deepens our appreciation, allowing us to live fully in the present, knowing that every moment is precious and fleeting. As we navigate the turbulent waters of grief, Stoicism reminds us that we are not alone in our journey. No man is an island, as John Donne famously wrote. In times of loss, it is not only wise but also deeply healing to reach out to others, to lean on our community, to share our pain, and to support those who share ours. In doing so, we find strength in our connections, courage in our vulnerability, and comfort in the knowledge that we are part of a larger, enduring human experience. But being Stoic does not mean hardening our hearts or shutting out our emotions. It means embracing them with wisdom and grace, allowing ourselves to feel deeply without being overwhelmed. It's about finding the balance between acknowledging our pain and recognizing our immense capacity for recovery, growth, and renewal. As Seneca so wisely put it, sometimes even to live is an act of courage. In embracing Stoicism, we don't escape pain, we transcend it. We learn to navigate the storms of life with a steady hand, guided by our principles, grounded in our values, and always moving forward with dignity, courage, and a heart full of hope. Moment 5. When confronted with injustice. When confronted with the weight of injustice, it can feel like standing in the eye of a storm, chaos swirling all around you. The urge to lash out, to fight back with the same force that has been dealt, is powerful. But in these moments, Stoicism offers a different path. Path of calm, measured strength that allows you to respond with purpose rather than react with fury. Imagine a tree rooted firmly in the ground. No matter how fierce the wind, it bends but does not break. This is the essence of the Stoic approach to injustice. You begin by observing, understanding the situation in its entirety, and then asking yourself, what is within my power to change? As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus reminds us, we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. This simple yet profound truth guides us to focus our energy on the areas where we truly have control: our actions, our attitudes, and our inner resilience. While you may not have the power to correct every wrong or overturn every injustice, you do have the power to decide how these experiences will shape you. Will they harden your heart, or will they deepen your commitment to justice and integrity? Stoicism teaches us to let these moments refine us, not define us. It's about cultivating a spirit that remains unshaken, a core of strength that stays intact, no matter how tumultuous the world around you becomes. Consider the Stoic approach to battling injustice as a beacon of light in a darkened room. It doesn't blind or overwhelm. Instead, it guides, illuminates, and offers clarity. Your actions, whether they are raising awareness, supporting those affected, or advocating for systemic change, should be deliberate and grounded in your principle. They should be driven not by rage, by a deep sense of duty to what is right. In embracing the Stoic approach to injustice, you find a path that is both strong and balanced. You act not from a place of impulsive anger or despair, from a place of calm, principled strength. You acknowledge your emotions, but you do not let them control you. Instead, you focus on what you can do, no matter how small, to contribute to justice and fairness in the world. As you walk this path, remember that Stoicism is not about suppression, about transformation. It's about turning the raw energy of anger and pain into something constructive, something that moves the world forward, even if only by a single step. And in doing so, you not only protect your inner peace, but you also become a force for good in a world that desperately needs it. Moment 6. Navigating ignorance with Stoic grace. When we encounter ignorance, whether in conversations or actions, it's easy to feel a surge of frustration or even anger. The desire to correct, to assert our understanding, can be overwhelming. But here, Stoicism offers a profound and transformative approach. Rather than seeing ignorance as an adversary to be defeated, Stoicism invites us to view it as a fertile ground for patience, empathy, and personal growth. Picture yourself in a heated discussion where the other person's perspective seems not just different but fundamentally flawed, shaped by misinformation or a lack of awareness. The Stoic approach doesn't rush to correct or condemn. Instead, it begins with deep listening not just to the words but to the underlying fears, experiences, and emotions that might be driving their beliefs. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. Aristotle once said, "Through listening, we create a space where understanding, rather than conflict, can emerge." This isn't about agreeing with ignorance. It's about maintaining our own inner calm and responding from a place of wisdom. Sometimes, the most powerful response is to gently share knowledge, to offer insights without attachment to whether they will be accepted. Other times, it's about asking thoughtful questions, can open a door to reflection, both for the other person and for ourselves. In every encounter, Stoicism reminds us to choose our response with care, knowing that not every battle is worth fighting, and not every argument needs to be won. But what if the ignorance we face is harmful or even dangerous? Here, Stoicism doesn't call for passivity. Instead, it encourages us to stand firm in our values, to speak out against misinformation or injustice, but to do so with composure and clarity. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." We confront ignorance not with rage, but with reason, not with contempt, but with conviction. Stoicism also teaches us to recognize our own limitations, to be aware of our own blind spots. Just as we encounter ignorance in others, we must also be vigilant about the ignorance that resides within us. We are all lifelong learners, navigating the vast sea of knowledge, constantly refining our understanding and challenging our assumptions. Moment 7. Stoic silence amidst boasts. Imagine standing in a room where the air is thick with boasts, each word designed to impress, to draw admiration, to secure that fleeting validation from others. It's easy to feel the pull to join in, to match boast with boast, or to shrink in the shadow of others' self-aggrandizement. But here's where Stoicism offers a path not of retreat, but of profound inner strength. A path that leads not just to self-assurance, but to true, unshakable confidence. When someone boasts, what they are truly seeking is often more than applause. They are yearning for validation, a desperate cry for acknowledgement. This craving can stem from deep-seated insecurities, a need to be seen, to matter in a world that values outward success. But the Stoic knows that true worth doesn't come from the applause of others, but from the quiet, steadfast knowledge of one's own value. This silence, however, is not just a shield, it's a mirror, reflecting back to you the nature of those around you. By observing rather than engaging, you learn about the deeper needs driving the boasts, and perhaps you develop empathy for those who seek validation so desperately. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." Similarly, it is not the boasts of others that should concern you, but the possibility of losing sight of your own inner strength in the pursuit of external validation. But what happens when the boasting becomes overwhelming? When it threatens to drown out the serenity of your inner world? Here, Stoicism teaches us to maintain our course. Just as a ship stays steady amidst turbulent seas, you can remain anchored in your values, undeterred by the waves of ego around you. Your silence becomes a fortress, a place where peace reigns and where the noise of the world cannot penetrate. So, when faced with the boasts of others, let your silence be your response. Let it be a testament to your inner calm, your unshakable confidence, and your unwavering commitment to living a life true to yourself. For in that silence, you not only find peace, but you also command respect, showing the world that true strength is found not in the volume of your voice, but in the depth of your soul. Moment 8. Silence amidst unfounded rumors. A false, biting narrative about you that spreads like wildfire. The natural impulse might be to leap into action, quash the falsehoods with righteous fury. When faced with such unfounded rumors, Stoicism teaches us that our worth is not a currency that can be devalued by the careless words of others. Your value, your true essence, remains untouched, unblemished by the opinions of those who do not truly know you. As Marcus Aurelius wisely put it, the opinion of 10,000 men is of no value if none of them know anything about the subject. In the face of rumors, we are reminded to hold fast to our inner truth, to the knowledge of who we are, rather than being swayed by the shifting winds of public opinion. Choosing silence in these moments is not an act of surrender. It is an act of supreme strength. It is a declaration that you are not defined by others' misconceptions, but by your own unwavering character. This silence is a conscious choice, a shield that guards your peace and deflects the noise that seeks to disturb it. In the quiet of your non-reaction, you allow the truth to rise on its own without the need for your defense. But what of the impact? What if silence is seen as acceptance, as an admission of guilt? Here, Stoicism provides a profound reassurance. Those who truly know you, those whose opinions matter, will not be swayed by the fickle tongues of rumor. And those who are quick to believe in falsehoods, their judgments were never within your control to begin with. Seneca reminds us, if you live according to nature, you will never be poor. You live according to opinion, you will never be rich. Thus, we are reminded to live according to our nature, not the opinions of others. In this Stoic silence, there is space for introspection, for fortifying your inner citadel against the world's chaos. It's in this space that you find clarity, not only in your response to the rumor, but in your understanding of yourself. Embrace this silence not as a retreat, but as a strategic advance. In practicing the Stoic art of silence amidst rumors, you learn to navigate the turbulent waters of public opinion with grace and dignity. Each of these 9 moments reminds us that by embracing silence, we can command respect, cultivate peace, and navigate life's challenges with grace and dignity. Let this be a call to action. Choose silence, choose strength, and let your presence speak louder than words ever could. If this message resonated with you, show your support by liking this video and subscribing to Stoicism Awakened. Together, let's continue this journey of inner growth, discovering the profound wisdom that transforms lives. Your path to true mastery begins here.